How we doing, guys? Hope your day is going well. It is Wednesday, I believe the 4th of June, and wanted to show you my updates on my kit that I've been building, the Jägermeister. And a little surprise that I got, that I couldn't believe that I got it. But if we start here, I'm still working on the rest of the brake pads and things like that for here. But I have put in this area, I have a couple of those aluminum bolts that I've been talking about. I was able to drill that out and get that in there. And the cooling line I've run, got that over here into the front. You can see I got a clamp there with the rubber hose, and then another clamp. Works out pretty good. Then let's look at the bottom a little bit, see if I did anything special there yet. Nope, not yet. But it's pretty clean. Nice and clean. I like it. And let me back the camera up a little bit here. I'm going to spin this around. Show the inside of this baby. But yeah, man, I love this part. Did a lot of work with the hoses and the aluminum fittings. I actually put some aluminum pipe in here, switched it out. And if you notice the battery, I put a clamp holding the battery in with some bolts, ran some wire in there, positive and negative. And if you can look here, there's also those aluminum bolts that I used in that. And then if we work this around a little, this is custom made. They had a black plastic piece, but I bent a piece of a beer can, put that in there with a couple of bolts, a couple little pieces that I've added for dimension. And these two are the fuses, but I made the new fuses. I made them myself. We have these fittings with the coil pipe. Pretty cool. Let's see what else we can see while we're right here. Oh, I put some bolts in here. And this is the cooling line going into the car. See if I can make this picture a little smaller now. There we go. See a little more of the car. And what else? I got the other cooling line coming up and going in here. I glued it in place. Got a clamp put on there. Some fake wires for the power. And I'm going to pick the phone up for a second. Give us a little more detail shots. Inside the car. Got some more lines run. And the fire extinguisher on the end there, you see the little copper piece. I had some stuff floating around. I said, hey, go ahead and use it, man, you know? We're always looking to try to add a little something to it. Then we got the connection here. Got a connection here. Bolt. Plenty of lines. Pretty clean. Got the bolts on the side of the fuel tank and painted the fuel tank like there's fuel in it. I used the red clear that we use for our lenses and stuff. So as you can see, took a little bit of time. Try to get it all to fit in there comfortably. Got a little bit of line run out here to the cooling radiator. And again, let me put this back up here. Hopefully I'm not making you too dizzy. I don't know how some of them guys, they got the perfect camera setup for their cars. I'm kind of jealous. But then I have my roll cage. I painted it with the Revell Chrome. That stuff, I mean, you say, oh man, it's 34 bucks. You know what? It's worth every penny. I'm here to tell you. It just came out perfect. I put another bar across here. I put a bar over here, because these roll cages usually have quite a bit in it. And put a bar here. I also put a bar here. And again, there's the fuel line. Once I put the dashboard on there, you won't see any of that stuff. That's why this wire is just hanging. It'll be underneath the dashboard. Another perspective of how all this stuff looks. Different angles. See if I blow it up a little bit. That might be a little too much. Yep. And then let me spin it around here. Look at the back. Here, we've got this. Let's look at the inside. Let me pop this off. Perfect. Careful, careful. All right. So here, I got a couple more lines, I guess, as you can see. Got them running in here, tucked them in, drilled some holes, used some little tiny wires, tied them up. Then, as you can see, the gas, clutch, and brake pedals. I bought these little wire mesh on eBay. Let me see if I can find a real easy around here. And there's like a company that's selling like 3 or 4 different variations of that metal. I said, you know what, as little bit as I use it, it'll be worth it. It took time. You know, I know some of us, you know, I'm not rich by any means. So I always try to make it work with what I got, but I can't find that mesh. But it's like a little 3x5. There's 2 of them. These are different ones. Here's another one. All right, I'll show you these. But it's, you can see the holes in it, you know what I mean? And I used this for when I put the engine together. It goes over one of the air intakes. I used it. But then We also have this shape. Haven't used it yet. That's the brand, if you guys are interested. You know, sometimes you spend a few bucks and then you buy it and then you have it for a long time, you know? It takes time to build these things. And here's the one I use for the gas pedals. And the clutch and the brake. I mean, that's all I used of the whole thing for that bit that I'm showing you in the car. Again, the name. That was with the square grid that had no package. But this is not this, okay? Just so you guys know. You can find it. I found it on eBay. All right. Let's see what else. And then this little piece in here they had, you know, trying to stay coordinated with it all. And then if we look, I bent this piece out of some metal that I had. And then these are all pieces that were supposed to go on it in the original sense, but I just mounted it on there. Again, original piece, mounted this on there. And then these are aluminum pipes that I have. Little tiny aluminum pipes. And then of course another line. The fire extinguisher, when I first put it in there, I tried to glue it. And that was a disaster. So I said at the end of the day, I said, man, I'm just going to let it float. No harm, no foul. And again, you know, a couple little pieces that I've connected to it. Bolts in the bottom, real actual bolts. Same with the floorboard. Got some bolts holding down this piece. I was going to try to paint this to give it a little more realism, but I said, you know what? Looks pretty good just like it is. Now let me move this up. I'll move this. Let me just show you here inside. We got these parts in here. And the reason I got the hoses like that is because I don't know if I'm going to put the engine in the car. I might leave the engine out to show it off. So I left this all like it was. Got a clamp here, some more hoses and wires, pinstriping. I have like 1/16 pinstriping that I use, put on there. These pieces are rubber, and I cut this out of the beer tin can again and super glued it on and put that on top because they have it as a stop. You can look at that. Got some wires down there. These are tiny, tiny wires. I bought them on eBay also. You just try to find electronical wires, man. You get like 5 foot for $6-7 instead of trying to buy hobby stuff. It really adds a lot to it. Then again, I have some bolts here. If you could see it clearly enough. And then here again, some more fuses that I made. Glued them on. I mean, tell you, it's pretty time consuming doing some of this stuff, but at the end of the day, what are you going to do? Rush through all your kits? You know? So, anyhow, yeah, little tiny wires. Wish I could tell you what they were. I'd have to look at my app to see what I actually bought. If anybody are interested, I'll look it up for you. And we'll spin around here, give you another look inside. Again, I mean, it did take some time to bend this and get it right without scratching it up. And then once you get it in there and gluing these things on, and you know, you don't want to touch it too much. You guys know how that goes. But I mean, it looks pretty awesome to me. But whatever your building skills are and stuff, and then you put the effort in, I mean, it's a beautiful thing. I mean, it's do the best we can, learn from each other. The same again here. I got some more of those little clamps. See if I can pull it in close. Where'd I get them clamps from? Let me see if this is it. Yeah, this is where I got the clamps. They're 3D printed. There you go. You guys, if you've ever done taking these clamps off and stuff, you know you got to be pretty careful because they are very frail. So I would say have sharp blades and don't be afraid to change them out too often, because you break it, you're done, you know. Again, we got a side shot of inside the car. Some more of the little bolts. I believe these were designated as rivets. Pretty clean. You can see here, because I have wires underneath this, I can't get it to go down. So I said, you know what, at the end of the day, you're not even going to really notice that, you know. But let's see, and here's those metal pipes that are here, and a little bit of a bend going into that. I can show you the pipes. This isn't the pipe that I use, the size, but K&S. I bought it at Ace Hardware, I believe. They had it at Ace Hardware, so maybe if you gotta buy it online. Be able to buy it online. There you go, look at that. Tells you exactly the projects. Almost anything. Again, it's precision metals. I got a ton of those. But it's all working out pretty good, man. See if I can slide this back again. Last little bit. Got these lines in here. Brought them in. You know, I didn't do nothing here. I've seen some other modelers, they put the little weld mold on there. I didn't want to paint this again. It was before I got the chrome, and I didn't want to clean it off and mess it up, you know. So I said, just let me leave it be. But this is that piping that I just showed you. I don't know what size it is, 3/16 or something. Something whatever would fit my fittings that I had. Again, the clamps, I just got to run maybe a wire or two from in here going back into the car. I know there's got to be some kind of sensor on this in the real car. But that's pretty much it. Let me see if we can see anything on the bottom. Yeah, just scuffed up a little bit. Again, see down here, I didn't put the metal bolts. I just painted them. You know, and I just took my time. I just maybe even used a toothpick. I didn't even use a brush. I just dabbed it. I would use a toothbrush, so this or a toothpick, so I wouldn't just mar it up. And then I got this scratched a little bit, but I'm going to kind of Maybe put a little black up in there, like driving or something, you know? So now I have to put the brake lines going in here for this, so that this is going to have brake lines. Then another angle of the back. So that's about it, guys. Girls, hope your modeling's going well. If you have any comments or anything I'd like to share, got an idea, let me show you my seat. I did this too with the pipes. Not the greatest, but you're not really going to see it once the seat's in there. I tried a few times to get it to fit better than that, but what are you going to do? There we go. All right. I got to get a seat belt. Worked on the brake caliper a little bit. I don't know if you could see it or not. But I drilled a couple of holes in there. Cut some stuff off of it. Gotta drill the holes on this side. Then I'll paint it up. Anyhow, hopefully in about a week or two I'll be able to show you those and everything that goes with it. Let me see what else I got for this car. This is how I keep my pieces. I keep them in these Tupperwares. So I don't lose nothing. As messy as I get sometimes. It can get pretty messy. I don't know about you guys, but for me it sure does. And now I'm going to show you what I won on eBay about 2 weeks ago. This is my, what do they call that? I've been chasing this thing for years. Even when I wasn't building and off of modeling, I've been chasing this one for years. But it's always ended up selling for $900, $1,000. It's crazy. There it is. It's totally complete. The thing was, the dude that started it, he started just the engine. And it is complete. It's a complete kit. I've been slowly chopping away at breaking this off apart so I can paint it. However, when he super glued this thing together, I mean, he used super glue like he owned part of the company. So I'm still working on trying to break it apart without messing everything up too bad. I've gotten a couple of parts off. So I'm in no rush. I've been waiting about 5 years, 6 years for this thing. So I'm in no rush. We'll get it. And then I'll tell you how I eventually got it apart without messing it up too much. But anyhow, guys, there she is, man. I'm loving it. Loving it. Well, 25 minutes, I guess, is long enough to keep you. Hope I kept you entertained, and appreciate you guys following. Appreciate you guys watching my video, and check out the other ones. You know, I'm a work in progress when it comes to making these things. One day I'll spend some money and buy myself an actual camera holder or something so I can take a video. I'm not going to start buying cameras and everything else just to do this. This is about as good as it's going to get as far as using my phone. I'm not going to go any further unless I get like 1,000 followers or something, but I'll probably be dead by then. Anyhow, all right, man. Stay safe, stay strong. Take care. Bye.